Welcome everybody to another episode of the Global Renaissance Podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Barrant, and I'm here with my cousin.
Yes.
Right? I'm here with my cousin Bethany at Beat By Beth.
Yes.
Bethany, go ahead and introduce yourself. You know,
okay.
Where you're from, what you do.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Bethany. I'm 24. I'm originally from Boston, but now I live out in Chelsea by myself.
Which is basically Boston if you're not close.
Yeah, it's basically Boston. I've been doing hair sort of like my whole life, dibbling and dabbling. I sort of got more serious in college. Graduated, was like 9 to 5 is not for me. Quit it altogether right before the pandemic and went to cosmetology school, and now I do hair full time. So that's me.
She actually did my hair, if y'all see.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? She's the only person that gets to touch my hair.
Yes.
Her and her little sister.
Yes.
So we keep it in the family over here. So I wanted to kind of start off with really, because the goal with this podcast is really for people to be able to just see the different walks of life that exist. I mean, obviously in 2021, with technology, you can kind of really do whatever. So I'm just trying to showcase all the different things that people are able to do. So if you could take us through your journey, right? Like where, obviously, you know, you're from Boston. You could talk a little bit about your come up. And yeah, just talk about how you got to where you're at.
Okay, so starting with like when I grew up, my family is very STEM, very math and sciencey. No one in my family was wanting me to do hair. I remember I used to get my hair done starting at like 7, 8 years old because my mother did not know, like going to the salon because my mother did not know how to do my hair. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like I want to be a hairstylist. And I like was saying that early, but mom was like, nope, that's not an option. That's out of the question. So automatically, like cosmetology school was not even a thought. So we were going looking at colleges, everything, but the whole time, like I'm doing braiding girls' hair before step squat performances, curling girls' hair before choir performances. Like it was always there, but it just wasn't really an option for me. And then once I graduated, like outside of even like my career, like I sort of had this whole mental shift that like I don't need to listen to my parents anymore. Like this is my life, they're not gonna live it, and I'm gonna just do what I wanted to do. So when I got a 9 to 5, it made it sort of like an opportunity where I have a consistent schedule, because before that it's all over the place. It's clubs, random retail jobs, school. Nothing was able really to have a consistent schedule to even book clients consistently. But once I got a 9 to 5, I was able to start booking clients consistently. I made a booking site. Instagram was huge. I randomly made an Instagram. I did like a bunch of my friends' makeup at an Airbnb. We just did like a friends trip. And yeah, Instagram sort of just really helped my business boom and helped keep me accountable to what I was doing. So
for sure. So I remember when you were in college, where did you go to school? What did you major in? How long did it take you to graduate? Give us those college years.
Okay, so I did Johnson & Wales University. Honestly, nothing against Johnson & Wales University. I majored in fashion merchandising, retail marketing. Honestly, when I was looking at schools, I wasn't even really taking the process that seriously. I was sort of just doing it because I had to do it. And my parents didn't really give me the option to not do it. So I was like, I'm going to do something fun, something creative. So fashion merchandising is like the business of fashion. I finished in 3 years. I took like 6 classes at one time, was doing study abroad, doing summer internships that got me credit, which allowed me to graduate early. I don't remember my GPA, but it was really good. And yeah.
Yeah, you was hustling through college. I remember when you went abroad. That was my freshman year of college. You had done my singles right before I went to school, and then I got to school and I had nowhere to do my hair, so I kept them in too long. I took them out. They were super mad. So that's when I had natty locks for a second, guys. They was all telling me to cut it, but so you went in doing fashion merchandising. Were you planning on going into fashion while you were there, or was it like, okay, I'm doing this, but I really want to do hairstyling?
To an extent, like I was honestly, sort of not. So my first job out of college, I worked at Nordstrom for like 2 seconds, and then I got an assistant buying job at this really small company. They're owned by Talbots, and I was doing that. And at first, the job was cool. I was like, oh, this is fun, but like, I'm so sorry, but working for white people is not for me.
We love white people.
Yes, and like the fashion there, it wasn't fashion. It was very much like just retail. Like it was old white people clothes. There's nothing really fashionable in Boston unless you're working for like Converse, Puma. Those are the only sort of things in Boston. So I sort of saw it, but like not really. Like as soon as I got in my job, I saw it as an opportunity to like, okay, now I can actually do hair. So yeah. Okay.
So when did you first, like, do you remember the first time you did somebody else's hair? What was it like? Did you do it well? Was it?
No, it was not well. Okay, so when I was a kid, my parents didn't get me dolls. They got me doll heads because I would only play with the girls' hair. And then when I got to high school, like, I literally I should have pulled the picture. One of my friends in like the 8th grade, Alex, I'll never forget her. She like let me like wash her hair. We tried to do like a wash and go. I tried to have like a whole spa day. It looked a hot mess. Like I was like, I had like one of those old like the dryers that like you sit on your counter. It was a mess. It did not look good. I don't know. And then all throughout college, every summer I would come home and I would just be trying to do everybody's hair that I could. And everybody from my high school was like the best, and obviously like my family. Was just letting me do their hair, and I was like barely charging anything. I was in my living room, I was in my bedroom, I was in the basement, I was putting out crap work. It was terrible, but I learned a lot.
For sure. I remember the first time you did my hair, it was Christmas. I had someone,
it was random too.
Someone else had braided my hair. You, Jordan, and Naomi all looked at my hair. Was like, yo, we could do better. Y'all took it out in like 2 seconds. I remember taking down my braids. It used to take me an hour and a half. Y'all took it down in like 10 minutes. I was like, yo, what? And they just did my hair. It's free. I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember the come up. Now, at what point do you remember like being younger and having that idea of like, I want to be my own boss, I want to run my own thing, or was that something that happened as you were building your hair business?
So being an entrepreneur, I felt like I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like no matter what industry I ended up going in, like I definitely wanted to be my own boss. I see my parents working for other people, and like we're not struggling, but like I don't know, like even my mom, like she can't, like if she wants to take time off for her birthday and like they need her, like she has to be there. Like whereas for me, I'm like, if I'm like, hey, I want to go to Atlanta this weekend, all I gotta do is boop 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 and I'm there. So yeah, I definitely enjoy being an entrepreneur. I definitely do put in a lot of time to be able to do what I do, but it gives me a lot of flexibility and a lot of freedom. Mm-hmm. Like I'm off on a Thursday.
Facts. So then, all right, so you finished school. Mm-hmm. All right, you graduate in 3 years. All right, you're back at home. You're working this job. Right now, where in the process, one, do you say like I'm good enough in terms of not only my skills but like just my business, like what I'm bringing in to just leave this job? What was that process?
Honestly, rewind a little bit. I honestly want to thank my degree because my degree was fashion merchandising, retail marketing. So I started learning how to market in college. And it also like sort of, I took like accounting classes. So low key, my degree helped me a lot. Like there was a lot of business aspects, like as much as like hair and I mean, fashion and beauty sort of like go hand in hand with like what it takes to like make something make money. But when I was working my 9-to-5 job, I was sort of having to, how do I say this? Like make it work in a way where I could book out my clients while I was at work and then do my job and then not have to think about it when I got home. So I had to be really organized. So I started making an online scheduling link. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Basically all I'm trying to say is I made an online booking link, and that's what changed my life because I was able to get booked out like a month in advance, and I was marketing myself on Instagram. So a lot of my booking site did a lot of the work for me when I realized I'm consistently getting booked every single week. Like I'm not even having to really put in that much work marketing myself to get booked every week, and I have repeat clients. I have clients who are tipping me, clients who are loving me, clients who are like, oh my God, your environment is so nice, and little things I was doing along the way, I didn't even know I was planting the seed to set myself up for greatness.
So what would you attribute that to? Because again, like I said, we're cousins. Like this, yes. She wants to be like me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the older cousin.
Yeah, she's older than me.
I'm the older cousin.
But I look better, so that's all that matters.
No.
We have very similar personalities. But like again, I was watching. I'm like, okay, you do hair now. Okay, you got a hair business. I remember when you dropped your website. I was like, oh, you do this for real.
Yeah.
Like I was reposting and all that. So now, what do you think? What do you attribute kind of your reputation, your ability to book clients? Like, what would you attribute that to? You think it was your customer service? Would you think it was your skills? Like, what would you attribute that early success to?
I would say, my personality. I find myself able to get along. Most of my clients, like, we're not like friends, but like it's like a friendship. And also like I worked retail for 3 years. I did 3 jobs in retail. And that's what I did while I was in college. And my whole job was I was styling. I had to be customer service, hello to every single person that came in. So I had a warm and friendly demeanor that a lot of people aren't used to from Boston stylists. And then also just like my whole persona is all about professionalism, which is a lot of things that a lot of people don't get from a lot of other Boston stylists. So I feel like those things set me apart from a lot of other people and made people want to come back to me. So.
And what was it like building clientele? Was it just like you were straight on the internet, on Instagram? Was it more word of mouth? Were you actually going out wherever you were at? You were talking to people, hey, I do hair. Like, what was your, I guess, marketing strategy, or what was your primary marketing strategy?
Honestly, it's like me. I probably have a strategy, but it's not like I'm never writing it down. So for me, it was just do what I can do with the time that I have. So business cards, making a website, having my Instagram, making sure I'm accessible. I can get back to emails, DMs, text messages within like 24, 48 hours. When I go into the beauty supply store, someone asks me a question, like I'm like, oh, hair, I do hair. So a lot of my friends put people onto me. A lot of my clients put people onto me. And honestly, I feel like just providing good service to people in the chair, they're going to be your biggest people to market you. So yeah, I would say all those things add up, and it just makes you able to build a clientele.
I would definitely agree, because I remember you started doing my hair again right before my junior year. You was doing cornrows like all the time. I was coming to you every 2 or 3 weeks to get my cornrows done. I would go back to school, and people like, you would always do this. Y'all see there's a design on the top of my head, right? She would do all these different designs in my head. And I would go back to school, and people like, yo, your hair is super cool. Who did it?
Exactly.
And I would literally just be like, my cousin did it.
Exactly.
Here's her Instagram. I would come back 2 weeks later. I'd see them with cornrows. I was like, oh, I see where you got those from. So I think that's, if you're somebody who has a business, if you have a service that you're putting out, make your service as good as possible. It will sell itself. If your customers are satisfied, right, they're going to come back to you. And not only are they going to come back to you, they're going to come with referrals.
Yes.
And that's something that I really learned from you now. I guess, what do you think outside of those things, what separates you, not only just from Boston Braids, but just from people in general, or what separates your brand? I don't want to say you per se, but like, what separates your brand? Because I think you have a strong brand, but that might just because I know you. But what do you think separates your brand?
I feel like what separates my brand is I take what I do seriously. A lot of people, it's a hobby, or like they don't think about it from an entrepreneurial standpoint. A lot of people can be employees, but not everybody can be the boss. And I feel like what I do with my business is I just come in as, I'm the boss. I'm the only one that's going to make this great. I'm the only one that's going to bring in money. I'm the only one that's going to bring in clients. I'm the only one that can contribute to my reputation, because I am my brand. So I would say what sets me apart personally is I'm not really concerned with what the next person's doing. I'm just concerned about what I'm doing is great. And as long as what I'm doing is great, other people are going to be attracted to it. And then as far as my brands, I try to provide a consistent experience. I try to do things that not everybody is doing. I try to make sure my customers are in a comfortable environment, and that the vibe is always good. So yeah, I would say that's what separates my brands.
Facts. Now, how do you go about receiving feedback? Because again, you have such a very, very direct service, like direct to customer service, where it's like, I'm doing your hair.
Yes.
So how do you go about getting feedback? It's like, hey, like, what did you think? Do you have like a feedback thing on your website, on your Instagram? Where do you receive most of your feedback, and how do you learn how to get better in your craft?
Okay, so there's levels to that question. So in general, I use emails a lot. So my booking site, it sends you reminders, and also sends you an email after your appointment asking you how was your experience. You can either tell me that directly via responding to the email, or I have I'm a Google business page, so you can actually write a review on me on Google. You can Google me, and I pop up with 4.5 stars, whatever.
Talk that talk.
But yeah, clients will always, for the most part, after every service, I turn you around, you look at the mirror, you tell me how it's going. Throughout the experience, we'll have a conversation. If it gets to the point where a client, because you can't please every single client, and that's realistic. As much as I love to think that I'm one of the best, not everybody's satisfied with your work. I would say try to look at things from a third-party lens. Think about, I feel like every stylist has sat in somebody else's chair before. Is what that client saying to you something that it's like, okay, maybe I've experienced this from somebody else, and don't take things personal. That's what I want to say for taking feedback. Don't take things personal. If a person has an opinion and is genuine, at the end of the day, you want to make them happy, because a client will be happier if you resolve the situation instead of you being having too much pride and not being able to resolve the situation. And in terms of hair, the best thing I can do is give you a new style, or touch it up, or fix what I did wrong. But at the end of the day, it's a temporary thing, thank God. I'm not making permanent changes to anybody's body. So if you really
surgery.
don't like it, you can take it out.
For sure. What's like the worst experience you had like doing somebody's hair? Do you have any like horror stories, or it's just like everything was bad? Either they came in, maybe they were super rude, maybe you messed up, maybe they came in like you expected one thing, maybe they, because I know you have on the form like how long is your hair? Maybe they came in, they said one thing and it's way too short. Like
Okay. So my intake form for when you book for me is based off of experience. So I only have 2 hands. These are my money makers. I'm not trying to have African fingers. So when clients come to me, and like even him, when he first started, it was a struggle.
She was pulling up my hairline. I will post, if I can, I will edit a picture in of the first braid she did for me when I first started growing my hair out again. My hairline on one side is like back here because she was stretching it,
yanking. And honestly, with knotless braids being such a trend these days, like you need length to your hair because I'm gradually feeding in hair. So if I'm feeding in hair to air, it's not gonna work. So different things like that, where like clients will come in and try to like be like, oh yeah, my hair is 4 inches. I'm like, girl, we didn't need a rule to know that's not 4 inches. When people, the only time that I get upset with clients, play with my money or you play with my time. So people who, there's this one, I don't know if I say specifics. No call, no shows piss me off. People who, I don't have that many people that are short with their money, but I'm not your friend. Like I had one girl come to me. Oh, I'm not gonna speak about it.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. We're not gonna mess up the money. We're not gonna mess up the money. We'll talk about that later.
In summary, don't mess with my money and don't mess with my time, and we'll be fine.
That's a bar. Y'all heard that? Don't mess with her money. Don't mess with her time, and you will be fine.
Yes, and just know how to communicate what you want. I try to make all my stuff very clear because what I do is very consistent. So I try to just make everything where it's like, I primarily do braids. If you don't know, I'm a braider. So if you want them long, let me know if you want them long. I provide hair because some clients don't understand when I say get this brand, they don't get that brand. I'm upset. So a lot of things that I do are just from learned experiences. I offer washes because some people don't know how to wash their hair. And some people have scalp disease. Never mind, I'm gonna say that. Anyways.
Yo, that's hilarious.
We're gonna set that out. I wash hair, I provide hair, I have an intake form. I try to make communication as clear and concise as possible so that we can have the best experience and we're just enjoying each other's company when you're in my chair.
Period. What happened in your makeup business? Because isn't that where Beat By Beth
started? Yes. So Beat By Beth started as makeup. Honestly, I get more, makeup is just more so annoying to keep up with. Like, after every appointment, I gotta wash the brushes. Like, I'm probably gonna use at least 10 brushes in your face. It gradually dwindled away. Hair is everybody gets their hair done every single day of the year. I was getting booked way more consistently for hair than I was for makeup. And to go back and forth between 2 setups in one small basement, it just wasn't really working. And then once I got to the hair salon, and I didn't really have the space to be a hairstylist, I was like, okay. And actually, like within this last month, I removed makeup from my website completely. So yeah.
So if you want your makeup done, go to somebody else. Yes. She got you right with the hair.
Yes. But yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel about the position you're at right now in terms of your career as a braider, as an entrepreneur? Like, where do you feel like you're at? How do you feel? You feel like satisfied? You feel like, all right, I like where I'm at, but I'm hungry for more? Like, how would you assess where you're at?
Definitely hungry for more. I'm someone who's always thinking about the next thing. So even if I'm where I'm at, just know that I'm always thinking like 5 steps ahead. I would say I'm happy with where I'm at. I would say I definitely have plans for 2022. I have a lot of goals that are written down that I want to accomplish in 2022. And I would say that just in general, as advice to anybody else, like just always be thinking about your next step. So yeah.
Okay. Who do you like? Do you have any like inspirations when it comes to either hair or business in general? Like, who do you learn from, or you just kind of self-study?
I'm definitely a self-studier. There's a lot of people that influence me, but I don't want to say influence me, inspire me in a multitude of ways.
That's a good word.
Yes. You know what, this year for 2021, I made a circle of friends that do the same thing that I do, and it's like one of the best things that I've ever done because we don't work, it's a circle of people that I don't work with directly. So whatever we do, we're not messing with each other's money. we're not messing with each other's time, and we're able to just genuinely give each other advice and be supportive, whether it's like I'm up really late and I'm struggling with this client and I just need someone that will understand like what I'm going through, just talk to for 5 minutes. Like I would say having a circle, and those girls inspire me. A lot of people on Instagram with like either how they conduct their business or where they've gotten or how they've used their followers, or even people who've had collaborations with like braiding hair brands or hair gel brands, or like different collabs, or people who are able to sell a bunch of merch and make money, or people who've left the chair completely and are just able to make their money 100% just from merch. All those people inspire me, and people who, even some white hairstylists inspire me with what they're able to do with their careers. So I won't name names, but yeah.
Okay. You said you brought up merch. I see you're wearing.
Yes.
Want to talk to us about
yes.
Okay. Because I know you're in Boston, right?
Yes,
she's Boston based, so if you're not in Boston, you're probably not gonna get your hair done. But you can cop some merch. So talk about that.
So I have my sweatshirts. This one says Black Braided Beauty. I have Rich Auntie Vibes, which I feel like that embodies me and who I am. I have Classy Bougie Ratchet, Sassy Moody Nasty from Meg Thee Stallion. That's definitely me. Basically, all these sweatshirts, they have my logo on the back center, which I'll just send him pictures to put up on here. They have my logo on the back center because I feel like they embody me, they embody my brand, they embody who my clients are and who they want to be. So I just wanted these to be like fun sweatshirts, like merch that like my clients can wear, and not even just my clients, so it's just like Black women or any woman can wear. Out and about, I have bonnets, they're bomb, and I have oil, which is also bomb, and I just repackaged it, and I should go get it. Hold on. But yeah, I have my oil.
Let me bring it closer to the camera. Y'all see this? Come on, focus up.
It's called a guava oil because it's inspired by Guava Islands.
That's so crazy.
It's inspired by. Oh, it
doesn't
want to focus.
Oh,
now it focuses.
There it is. That's it.
Okay, so this is my guava oil. I'm right in the mic. This is my guava oil. It's inspired by Guava Island, a movie with Childish Gambino and Rihanna, my two favorite people. And I basically just wanted to make it a oil name inspired by an imaginary paradise, because most people who use my oil are in Boston and it's an imaginary paradise. So yeah, and then my bonnets are super big, super stretchy, in pink and black. And I'll send in pictures of everything. But yeah.
Good. So I guess to wrap it up, like, where do you see yourself going from here? Like you said, you got plans for 2022. Right now you're in Boston. Are you planning on staying in Boston? You planning on expanding with the braiding? You planning on expanding with the brand? Like, talk to us about your vision moving forward.
So at one point in time, I was thinking about moving to Atlanta because Atlanta is such a big space for Black hair, Black everything, Black excellence. But honestly, I feel like every single time I go there, and I was just there on Monday, it's super saturated. And yes, while to go there it'd be great, I just feel like Boston is a great place where there's a lot of people who don't feel like they're being served because everybody just wants to leave. Because once they sort of make it, they just leave. And I feel like Boston's a great place to sort of be able to blossom, become like your own, what is it, rose in the concrete, something? I don't know, special. You can be special here because there's not that many people that are special here. So yeah, I do want to expand. Maybe in like 5 years, I want this big salon that has a lot of just like different areas of beauty where like a Black woman can come in there and feel luxurious and feel important and feel respected, because I feel like we definitely need that space in Boston. And I feel like my goal from day one with Beat By Beth is just to make Black women feel beautiful, and Black men, because I feel like a lot of times Boston is a place where we're not really able to always feel beautiful all the time. So that's always been my goal with Beat By Beth, and that will be my goal with every next step in life, a step in this brand that I go for. I don't know if that made sense, but
made a lot of sense. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Now, also fun fact, for a while I was like the only guy she was servicing, so I felt very special. Okay,
and that's for multiple reasons, but I be uncomfortable doing men's hair sometimes.
Either way, hit her up. She might accept you, she might not, but I know I'm always getting my hair done. Now, where can people find you at? Where can they find your merch? Where can they book with you? Let us know.
www.beatbybeth.com is my website. If you just Google Beat By Beth, you'll be able to find me on Google,
right at the top,
on Instagram, on my website, everything. All you gotta do is Google me and I'm there. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, Bethany, I appreciate you. Like I said, this is my cousin. We've known each other now for 22 years because I'm 22 and she's older than me.
Yes.
Definitely make sure you check out because, like I said, I've seen the whole journey. You guys might just be seeing her now. Maybe you followed her for a little while. Maybe you're coming from her page. You've seen her for a little while, but I've seen the whole thing, and I'm telling you, she's not stopping where she's at. So make sure you're tuning in with her. Follow her on Instagram. Definitely make sure if you're in Boston and you need your hair done, you're booking with her. She is the best braider in Boston. No questions asked.
Thank you.
Get you some merch. And just tap in with what she has going on. So like I said, that's at Beat By Beth on Instagram, www.beatbybeth.com. Go book. And thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Global Renaissance Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.